Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and I wanted to point you to this site. You know, I'm a teacher, of course, and because of that, I like to give you tools so that you can actually go out and find information for yourselves. Well, I'm still learning a lot of how to go about finding things in Congress and, different legislative things. And so I'm, wading through all these different websites, and I like to share them with you because sometimes, you have different interests than I do, and you might be able to find out more information about certain topics if that is something that you're interested in. So I want to give you the tools that you can do the digging for yourself, because it's really important that all of us Americans know how to find basic information about what our government is doing, so we don't have to rely on other people to tell us that. And so this is one of the places you can go. Now, this is the Clerk of the United States House of Representatives. This is the old site here, and actually they have a link now to a new site that looks a little more updated. This is part of it. And you have these different options up here at the top. Now, I happen to be right here at the member demographics because I found this a little bit interesting and I wanted to share it with you. Of course, there's all the legislative activity. You can go there and you can find out. It gives like a timetable of what went on the House floor on that particular day. So you can quickly glance over it and see what went on, and if there were any speakers, or if they were addressing any particular bills or whatever. You can look at roll call votes to see how your particular representative voted, or you can, look at all the rest of the representatives too on any particular vote and different things that they have there. And then, of course, they have member information and they give you a summary of the different things. Some very interesting links here. It's nice to take some of those if you're looking for information. I like this demographics one here, which is where I'm at, because it breaks down the 116th Congress into the different professions that they all had. And I thought this was kind of interesting to see just how all of this broke down. Well, I'm not going to take you through all of them, but there were a few that I wanted to point out. So let me see. I've got the tabs open. Here we go. Those who have a Master of Business, and they have several of them here. You can see the list, but I think it comes out more Republicans on this than Democrats, although it's fairly balanced. But I do think the Republicans are ahead on this. There are a total of 38, and you can see what districts they're from, the state, the party, and who the representative is, okay? So I thought that was kind of interesting to see that, and, we have a lot who have a Master of Business Administration, which is very good if you're doing a lot of paperwork and managing things. So, that's a good skill for them to have. Then we have some that are Purple Heart recipients, and we have 5 of those. 3 of them are Republicans and 2 are Democrats, and there they are. Those are all 5 of them right there. So kudos to those men, because they have done a lot for our country because they were wounded in the line of duty, and that's worthy of respect right there. And then we have this one, which are prestigious scholars. Now, this one I thought was kind of interesting because there's only one Republican on this list. Now, how do they determine what is prestigious? Well, most of them are Fulbright, Rhodes, Marshall scholars. So I guess that's how they determine that. But I thought it was very interesting that the majority of them were Democrat. I mean, like 7 out of 8. That's very odd, in my opinion. And by the way, Pete Buttigieg is also a Rhodes Scholar. So must be something Democrat to that, right? Anyway, lawyers. Now, I know you probably think so many of them are lawyers. Well, yeah, they are. So all of these are lawyers. Lots and lots and lots. 157 of them total. So 157 of them are lawyers. And it's interesting to go down this list and see who some of the people are. But I went through and I counted, And it came out to one person who's an independent is a lawyer. And then you have 98, and remember there's 157, that's why I wrote it up here so I would know. 157 lawyers total. And out of that 157, one of them's independent, and then 98 are Democrats. And that leaves only 58, which are Republicans. So the Democrats have like almost twice as many lawyers in the House of Representatives than the Republicans do. Very interesting, I thought, on that one. And then, of course, this one right here is the foreign-born ones. A lot of foreign-born. And now that doesn't necessarily mean that they were not part of, an American family and they were like born somewhere else. But just very interesting that there are a lot of them that are foreign-born people, and you can see the place of birth. I don't know all of these. I do know some of them. Mark Meadows, I thought this was kind of interesting, that he was born in France. So I don't know the circumstances of that. But of course, Ilhan Omar, and you're familiar with a few of them. But yes, there are 24 total who were born in another country. So just very interesting on that. And so, again, I don't know their circumstances. It could be that their family was a military family and they were overseas. That's very possible too. So just wanted to point that out to you. And all of these are linked on this site. When you just take these, it'll take you there. Medical professionals, we have actually 2 urologists. I just thought it was kind of funny that out of all the different types of specialties you can have, that 2 of them were urologists. We have 2 or 3 veterinarians and social workers. A lot of those are Democrats. But it was just really interesting. Now, I'm not sure. It has women alpha and women state, but they look like the same list to me. I didn't compare them closely. But, and the salary one just has one line on it. It just says that their salary is $174,000. So that's all it says. But anyway, so I just thought this was very interesting, to look at the demographics of how our House of Representatives is made up. But as I was going through here, the disclosures was kind of interesting too. And so I thought, oh, look, foreign travel reports and expenditures. Well, let's check that out. So we come up with this report here. Now, I did get to choose what quarter I wanted it for, so I put it for the 3rd quarter of this year. And so this was put out September 17th of 2019. Gotta love the 17s, right? And so this is some travel that went on from the House. Now, everything in here that I've seen in this document right here, all of the travel is either from the Democrats or it is somebody who is like a staffer of theirs. Except for this guy right here. This guy is like the chaplain of the House of Representatives. So I'm not sure why he went to Paris and Italy, and he was in Venice and Rome, and then he went to Morocco. I don't know why he went there. But I'm not sure how well you can see this. Let me see if I can bump it up just a little. I don't want to do it too much here because I don't want to have to scroll back and forth. But you'll see here that this is the per diem. So, yeah, I could live on $400, $500 a day. Don't you think you could? Travel around Paris, and you send me to Paris with $350 a day, and I will just love you forever on that. I had to have a lot of fun in Paris for $350 a day. And then if you notice here, it says transportation, and then it has this little 3. Well, that means, if you look over here, that means military air transportation. So it costs them nothing. Or, well, technically it didn't cost us anything, but yet it does, But there's not an expense that goes in with that then. So, yeah, this was his trip. I don't know. This is when he took it. I'm not really sure the purpose of the trips. And this is what kind of frustrates me when I see the documents like this, because I'd like to know, why did you go? Why did this guy the chaplain go to these locations. Other than, I'm sure, probably Italy. I think he's Catholic, so he may have to check in with like the Pope or something. I don't know there. But anyway, so that was him. And then this one is a staffer of one of the Democrats. I can't remember exactly what position he has, but he went to Italy, Germany, and again, Italy and Germany. And for him, he did cost about $3,900 for transportation. And then you have here how much per diem, which is not too bad. And there were a couple days there was no per diem cost. So, again, these are not outrageous expenditures, but hang in there. Okay, we're getting there. So this is another one. This is another staffer. I think she's Nancy Pelosi's national security advisor or something. I think that's her position. Anyway, she took off to Japan, Singapore, Australia, and Fiji back in August. And again, not too bad. She took military transportation, and there's her per diem. So kind of interesting. Well, then there's this big group that went to Italy and Ghana. Just odd combination, far as I'm concerned. I have no idea what they were doing over there. Again, this is what frustrates me because this is just totally numbers here. And it doesn't tell you why in the world they went. What was their purpose for this trip? And so, I don't know, maybe I need to do more digging and find out what in the world they were doing in Italy and Ghana. Kind of makes me wonder if that's why Barr went to Italy. I wonder if he made a trip to Ghana too. Anyway, this was back July 26th to August 1st is when they were there. And they took military transportation. See the number 3 in parentheses? Yeah. They took military transportation. It was about they calculated $915 per day. Per diem. I mean, really. You send me to Italy on $915 a day, I will have some fun. I just, I don't understand that. That's a lot of money per day. Even with a hotel room, a decent hotel room, what's going to cost you maybe a couple $100 a day? Still, that leaves you an awful lot of money left. What are they doing for that amount of money? And Ghana was $981 per day. Again, and it's the same people. This is exactly the same people. And you've got several in here that are, far as I could see, were staffers for them that do different staffing jobs for the Democrats. Ilhan Omar was on this one, by the way, on both of these. And it's the same people. If you look at the list, it's exactly the same people both times. So what were they doing? Why were they going? This is the thing. These Democrats seem to be doing an awful lot of traveling to different countries, these big groups of them. Why? What are they doing? Why are the Republicans not doing any of this? If this is really necessary to their job, why don't we see the Republicans having similar expenditures? Nobody on this list is Republican. Nobody in this entire quarter's worth of documentation of expenditures. Not one. So, yeah, here they have now these two people down here evidently had more expenses, and I don't know why, but they had to take regular flights. So they had the flight expenditure as well. But we're talking for this trip right here that these people took to Italy and Ghana for this length of time from July 26th to August 1st, it cost U.S. taxpayers $46,000. Right there. $46,000. Now, that is just kind of crazy. They better have a really good reason for why they needed to go there. Well, then again, look at this. This is the amended report of expenditures, and I'm not sure what exactly is different. Oh, they changed the numbers down here a little bit, I think, is what was different. Yeah, see, it was 1242, and they changed it to 1308. Okay? So that those two were really the same report. It just had slight changes. But yeah, it bumped it up to $48,000. So there we go. We paid $48,000 for all those Democrats to go over to Italy and Ghana. Ghana? Why Ghana? What's in Ghana? Anyway, how about this one? Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. And this is between August 8th and August 11th. Now, they just barely got back from that trip. And Nancy Pelosi's in that group. Yep. Nancy Pelosi. Here's all the winners. Nancy Pelosi, James Clyburn, John Lewis, Bobby Rush, Sheila Jackson Lee, Barbara Lee, Yvette Clarke, Hank Johnson. Oh, he's the one that thought Guam might tip over. Yeah, he's a winner. Marcia Fudge, Karen Bass, Terry Sewell, Frederica Wilson, another gem there, Joyce Beatty, Ilhan Omar. Yeah, so those are the ones that went there. Now let's see who goes here. It's a little bit different group, actually, that went here. And they went to some of these places in Central America. Again, they took military transport, and they had only $219 per diem, which is a lot more reasonable. I could understand that, but $900, almost $1,000 a day? What do you need that for? What in the world are you doing that requires that much money? Anyway, Pelosi and then Engel. Engel is the head of the Foreign Affairs Committee. And and then there's a Velasquez and McGovern, Roybal, Allard, Cuellar, Coleman, Radewagen, Torres, Brown, Scanlon, Garcia, Hill, Underwood. And then this doctor is like the House doctor. They send him with them, I guess. And then again, they have staffers here. And it was to El Salvador here, and then to Honduras, a little bit more, $284, which even $284, I could still understand that. That's more reasonable. But almost $1,000 a day to wander around Ghana kind of makes me wonder. Anyway, so yeah, that cost us $10,000 for that. And then this trip is between April 1st and June 30th of this year. And these are various people. I didn't look them all up, but some of them appear to be, from what I saw, most of them appear to be staffers again. But look at what we're talking about here. They're going to various places: Argentina, Brazil, Germany, Afghanistan. We had several that went to Afghanistan and Georgia. And, you know, this is their per diem. Look at this one, 666.02. Interesting. And that one is one of the representatives, evidently, because it starts out with Honorable William M. Mack Thornbury. I'm pretty sure I remember that name being a Democrat. So, but look at this. They had to take regular transportation, so it cost them $10,000 to fly for regular transportation. But that's nothing compared to down here. Now, here's some more representatives. These are representatives because it starts out with the Honorable in front of their name. So those are representatives too, and they are Democrats. I remember those names too. $18,000 for them to fly. And then down here, $14,000, $9,000, $8,000, $16,000, $10,000, $15,000, $15,000, $16,000, for a grand total of $278,000. And that's just for the transportation. Over here, this is what their per diem was. So you really have to add those two together, and you end up with over $300,000 for whatever these trips were that these people were taking to these various countries. Singapore, South Korea. Now, I'm not saying these are not necessary. I just don't know what they're for. And it seems to me, if they're going to present these numbers to us, that there should be a reason why they needed to go to those countries. Because, you know, why? It just makes no sense to me. Well, these are another set between April 1st and June 30th. And these are various people. Notice none of them have Honorable in front of their name, so none of them are representatives, but they must be staffers then. And there's tons of staff, okay, folks? I looked it up. There's like over 10,000 staff for Congress. So, yeah, it's not surprising that I don't recognize the names because I don't know a lot of their staffers. But look at some of the places I went to. Slovakia, Austria, Poland, Ukraine. There's one to the Ukraine. Might be interesting to look up Rachel Bauman. Denmark, Austria, North Macedonia. Here's another Ukraine. Alex Johnson went there. Hungary, Romania, United Kingdom, Romania. What's in Romania? Canada, UK, France, France. And then again, that adds in more, 15,000 for their per diem. Look at this, per diem. You got in the Ukraine, you got $2,000 per diem. That's like big time bucks. 81,000 for their travel. It's just, you got to sit back and go, wow, folks, this is a lot of traveling. So I just wanted to show you that. Yeah, that's the end. They don't have any more down here. This is just like legal speak, or government speak, maybe is a better term. So there we are. This is what the traveling Dems have taken from the taxpayers to go gallivanting around the world. Now, the question is, what were they doing? Again, I don't know. And I've not seen anything really in the news that they've been traveling to these different places. And as you saw, none of the people on this list are Republicans. They're all Democrats or Democrat staffers. So it makes me question their motives for why they had to take these trips. Okay? It was not like a committee where the whole committee, both Republicans and Democrats, went to find out some information for that committee. Oh no, it wasn't that. So that's my question. I don't know. Maybe you guys have some ideas of what in the world they were doing in all these different countries. And maybe we'll find out in the near future. As always, the links will be down below. And I won't give you a lot of the links. Most of it, I will just give you the main Clerk page here. And then you can go through and click on the different information if you want to see that. And remember, I got the demographics came from here. And it does have the member oath where it shows when they all supposedly took an oath to defend our Constitution and to stand up for our country. Anyway, and there's committee information here if you want to see about any specific committee. And there's a repository in the reports where if you're looking up specific subjects, you can look up those up there. And, there's documents that you can look through and find different things. This one is one that I bookmarked that I want to kind of read through because it is long, 187 pages. Uh-oh, it's going 87. Oh no. But it does mention that home of, the 17th letter of the alphabet. So I wanted to see that. This is another one that mentions it as well. And so, yeah, these were some of the things that I saw that I thought was interesting in there. So that's what I've got on this one. I'll leave the link to this main page down below, and then you can find all those different ones. You can also go through like the bills and the votes, and it's a good resource site. So it'd be a good one to bookmark and use if you're looking for specific stuff about what's going on in the House. This is kind of a concise site, and I like the way they're updating it. It's nice looking and easy to navigate. So that's always a good thing. So that's what I've got for you on this one. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.